What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Gotham City Lights, the podcast with me, your host, Dan. As you can see, I'm riding solo tonight, so we might get Rude and Paul in a little bit later. But until then, we're going to have a great show. And let me just pull out the slides that we got for tonight. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about. So, just a little bit of rundown on the show. We're going to say hi to the chat. We're going to do some Batman news. Starting with the toy pre-sales, Flashback Friday comics, which is going to be a new thing for the show, which I can't wait. And hopefully we get some good feedback on this. We have comics and discussions, community shout out, and Friday Batman covers on IG and Batman quote of the night. And I'm going to drop the link in the chat also later, so anybody who wants to join, they can join as well. But let's start out by saying hello to everyone. The Wolf of Wall book, Cisco, what's going on? Thanks for coming. Appreciate you. We also have in the chat, we have Just Your Average Geeks, Dave. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you, buddy. We have Robert Pop Springs, another great supporter of the community. Thanks for being here, Robert. Appreciate it. And we have my good buddy Dig in here as well. Thanks everyone for coming. We'll shout out everyone as they pop into. Like I said, it's just me tonight, so I'm going to try my best to put the comments on the screen for you guys as well. But without further ado, let's dive right in. So here's a little bit of news for you guys for tonight. So Absolute Batman next arc after Bane will be featuring Scarecrow and Joker coming to Gotham. So that's going to be pretty cool because Scarecrow is one of my second favorite villains behind Twoface. So I'm really looking forward to that. And as we saw last week, the new Joker, which looks pretty different looking, I guess you could say. So that's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to see that story arc with those two as well. And then the Joker is confirmed to return in Matt Fraction's brand new Batman comic book run. So that's going to be pretty cool. We're going to get the Joker in the new Batman run of Matt Fraction, Jorge Jimenez. So that will be pretty cool to see how they draw that and how that storyline is going to go as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Third, we have Lego Batman Legacy of Dark Knight releasing in 2006. If you guys haven't seen this gameplay is actually really good. For Lego Batman, it is smooth running. Everything looks so super cool. This one is going to be a must if you're a huge Lego Batman fan of games as well. So definitely check that one out. Batman Day, was it a hit for you guys where you got it from? Did your LCS do anything? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear if your LCS did something for Batman Day or if it was a bust where you're at. And number 5, Penguin, the TV series, wins 8 Creative Art Emmys Award. That is pretty cool to see. The Penguin series, huge. And it's great to see that it got 8 Creative Art Emmys. So that's cool thing as well. Dig. Is it as good as Breaking Point? Can you crouch in front? The new Lego Batman is pretty good. Definitely go check it out if you haven't, Dig. It does a lot of cool stuff. But yes, those are our Gotham City podcast news for the night so far. And next we move on to the toys. So we got a couple pre-releases coming out in November. We have the Commando Penguins Batman Returns Deluxe Theatrical Edition. And this is coming out in November. And it is $48.22. That is the US. So that's pretty cool. You get the 3 penguins from the movie Batman. So that's pretty cool. They have the rockets on them as well, the little armor. Pretty cool stuff. So that one's pretty cool. I do like that one from the McFarlane. And next we get Batman. Batman Returns Deluxe Theatrical Edition 7-inch figure, also releasing in November. And this one is also 48.22. This one is pretty cool. I like this Batman. You get the Batarang, you get the old classic suit. It is super, super nice. Really like this one. The box even looks pretty cool too for it. I like the box there as well. And we got some people saying hello to everyone, which is awesome to see. Really appreciate that. Next, we move on. I think this might be everyone's favorite. We got the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman Batman Returns Deluxe Theatrical Edition 7-inch figure coming out in November, 42.88 as well. But this one is super, super cool. I think they nailed her suit with this too as well. So, but yeah, I love your comments on these so far. If you guys are really liking these McFarlane Classic Batman Returns, I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments. What's been your favorite so far out of the ones I've shown? We still got more. This one I think is probably the coolest one. We have the Penguin Batman Returns Deluxe Theatrical Edition 7-inch figure in November, 42.88. This one looks really cool. I love the hat. They nailed this one, I think. Yeah, the Penguin's figures are pretty cool. Kim Bakes in your purr. But this one, out of all of them, has to be my favorite, the Penguin. I really like this one. It looks super cool. His eyes are kind of freaky. It's really cool. And next, we have Black Mask as Batman Beneath the Mask. This is coming out in November. This is 37.20. This one is pretty cool. I don't think I've ever read this or seen this, so this one is actually pretty cool to me. I love the suit on him. The skull for the mask is pretty cool as well. But yeah, if you guys have read this, let me know what your thoughts are on this. But this looks like a really cool action figure, and you get the card with it as well, which is pretty cool. And so yeah, here's our new segment, Flashback Friday Comic. So this is Detective Comics number 66. The character Two-Face was created by Bob Kane and first appeared in Detective Comics number 66, August 1942. So Two-Face, as you know, is one of my favorite villains. I absolutely love Two-Face, and I want this is going to be a grail book for me if I can ever find it. And Detective Comics 66, Two-Face first appearance. Like I say, he's one of my favorites. I just love the whole aspect of it and of him as well. Yet he was a lawyer on the good side. Then something happened. He got burnt, or I can't remember what happened to him, but then it flipped. And I love the coin flip. Like, the coin flip just does it for me. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to find. That is for sure. Definitely, I'll be looking for it, though. I'm not going to break the bank on it, though. But it is a grail. If I ever come across it for the right price, I will definitely be picking this up. But yeah, this is our Flashback Friday comics. So, new segment. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I wish I could find a picture where the reading was a little bit better and I could read it to you guys, but of course it was blurry at the time. But yes, cool little concept there. But yeah, so now let's go into our comics and discussions. I wonder what the inspiration for Two-Face was. Someone backstabbing the creator or something. Who knows, Jake? Who knows? Dave says that's a tough one to get. Yes, it really is. Yeah, so this is Detective Comics number 1101. So a little bit of it is criminals are superstitious and cowardly laud. Batman has long depended on this mantra to uphold justice in Gotham City. But when but what if Gotham was a city devoted to fear? Would this lead to a city free of ambitions or a populace driven suicidal by inability to perceive mortal terror? To answer this question, the Dark Knight will embark on a harrowing adventure that must be seen to believe. Is anyone picking this up? I actually picked it up and read it, and this is super good story. Um, I really enjoyed this one, but I'm enjoying the Batman Detective Comics anyway. And I actually picked up the cover from Frank Cho as well because I really do enjoy this cover. It looks pretty sick. But yeah, in this, you see Batman going out to sea because you have a couple. You have a party boat out there in the middle of Gotham, like in the fog, and they ran across a ship that was just there with bodies floating around in the water. Batman comes to rescue. One of the girls falls in the water, and it's freezing cold. So Batman dives in, grabs her, brings her back. Um, the Batwing is towing the ship back to sea, but Batman stays on the ship. Um, I don't want to ruin it if anyone hasn't read it, but I'm sure by now you've read it. But we get to see Oracle in here as well, helping him. So that's pretty cool. Um, but then we go in and find out there's a kid that he keeps hearing this beep on in the ship. So he's like, "What is that?" So he follows it, and we get to see this kid that is infected, which is pretty cool. And then on where the kid was playing in front of him, we get this on the wall written, and it says, "The fear will end Gotham. Your courage is coming to Lion." So we don't know who the Lion is. Um, Batman is grabbing this kid, and he's like, "I gotta take him to somebody." So he flies off. The ship is getting quarantined, and we get to see Mr. Terrific. So Batman takes the kid to Mr. Terrific, and we get him and the kid get quarantined, and we find out Batman's infected with this disease. We don't know what the disease is or anything like that. That one we find out in the next one. But this was a really great read. Definitely, if you aren't reading this, pick it up. It was super good. I really did enjoy it. I can't wait for the second one too. And there's a lot of great covers on this one as well. So that was pretty cool. I did really enjoy that. I can't wait to see who this lion is. Will do. I will make myself bigger for the next one. Next, we have Immortal Legend Batman 2. If anyone's not picking this one up, this one is actually pretty good. This is the Elseworld, so it's pretty good. The immortal legend Batman's strength will be tested when his hunt for the new breed of shadows leads him to the asteroid base of space pirates to decide the fate of their captivity through physical combat. Outnumbered and without access to his powers, can the immortal legend Batman find the mantle to survive, or will he be broken? So this one is pretty good. I really enjoyed this one, but I'm really enjoying it anyway. Um, I also picked up the same cover, the variant cover. I thought this was pretty cool. Batman, Robin, and Nightwing on there as well. This is pretty cool. If you haven't read this one, it is actually really good. I was skeptic at first, but I love the bat suit in it and his powers and everything. So we started off with them on a ship in space. So he's going in space. He's undercover. We'll find out in a little bit. But this is like a ship transporting people. It's the cheaper way. So they run in space pirates. So we get them on the ship here. Some kid, a mother and her daughter, a couple old guys and a couple young guys. And the ship captain is getting boarded by this gang here. We don't know. I don't think it tells us the gang. Let me see. It's lane pirates. So they get boarded. They said the ship is transporting people, but it's like the cheapest transport that you could find. So usually they get boarded and they pay a toll. But this time we had a new leader who doesn't want the toll. Thanks. But yeah, so he doesn't want the toll. He wants the ship because he wants to dismantle the ship to get them. He can get more money from it, which is pretty cool. We get to see him take out the ship captain, telling him, "I want the ship." The captain's like, "Well, I've always paid money, and you let us go." But he said, "Not this time." And then one of his goons, I guess, spoke up to him, and he grabbed him, and we see him snap both their necks with his hands, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so we know that Batman is undercover, which we find out in the next page, but there's some guys with heart. They put the wife and the child on a escape pod and launched them so they don't have to be in this. Then we see him going after an old man here, and we get two twins, and he tells the twins, take care of the old man. So the twins do. And then this is Bruce right here, but we see him go in disguise as an older guy. Thanks. So, and then Alfred is a droid, which is pretty cool. To see Alfred as a droid. So Alfred is in here. So the ship is taken over. They take him to their planet. What's going on, Chris? Thanks for coming. Take him to their planet. It's pretty cool. We get to see these beams here, which grab the ship and lock it in place so they can tear the ship apart, which is pretty cool. But they're telling these guys now, you're part of this, you need to initiate. We need to initiate you. So it turns out to a battle royal where we see Bruce dressed up as this old man who has to fight to survive. And if you survive, you get to be part of this gang. So Bruce is undercover to infiltrate this gang. And then we get a quick little flashback here, which I thought was pretty cool because we get to see Lady Shiva, who Bruce was to train Bruce. And she's telling him, like, you got two choices, get up or stay down in his mind, which is pretty cool. I did really enjoy it. Then we get Bruce wakes up and starts kicking their ass, like always. But now we get to find out who that main boss was, and it turns out it is Bane. So this is a pretty cool looking Bane, I won't lie. Like, this Bane looks absolutely sick. The colors on him and everything. I really like that Bane. So we see Batman fighting him. He's getting his ass kicked, and he doesn't have his bat suit or anything. So he messages Alfred, and Alfred sends his little pod thing, which is Batman's suit. So Batman grabs it and transforms into the suit, which is pretty cool. But this is where we're different than other Batmans. Batman's getting his ass kicked by Bane. Like, big time ass kicked here. Like, Bane is throwing him around. He's beating him to a pulp. It is unreal. And then we see Batman talking to the villagers. Like, do you guys really want this? Is this who you want? Do you not want to go back to your peaceful lives? And so the villagers intertwine, and we see them use the ship hooks on Bane, grabbing his arms and wrapping him around the neck. Then Batman comes in, puts his hand on his chest, and just absolutely blows Bane to bits. Right here with the bat charge, which is pretty cool. Like, he absolutely destroys Bane. And yes, that's the end of that arc. And then we get to see a little bit of Robin and Nightwing. They're on a little bit of a mission and fighting this hellhound thing. And then at the end, we get Robin and Nightwing saying, "Let's go find Batman." But yeah, was Batman Immortal Legends. It was super good read. If you aren't picking it up, definitely check it out. It is, like I said, I absolutely loved it. I loved the first one. I was kind of iffy on the art, but after the second one, it really pulled me in. And the Elseworld books were different. And even seeing Batman just absolutely destroy Bane, blow him to pieces, is something different that we never see from Batman. So this was pretty cool. I liked it. Thanks for coming, Chris. Appreciate you. So move on to our next slide here. This is one I did not pick up, but it is one I want to pick up, and this is Catwoman number 79. Selena Kyle is on the hunt for a precious item from her childhood, connecting her to her mother. But when she tracks down its whereabouts, it leads her to a mysterious auction in Venice being held by a dangerous secret society. Will Catwoman successfully steal a piece of her history, or has the feline fatality finally bitten off more than she can chew? And this is a Dan Panosian cover. I really love this cover. Out of all of them, this cover is the most beautiful one I've seen. I have not been reading Catwoman. It is one that I would like to read, I think, because the story sounds really good. Sounds almost like it's a new arc there, which would be cool to jump on. But yeah, if you're reading this and you're in here, let me know what your thoughts are on this. Or if you're reading this on the rewind, really let me know your thoughts. Leave it in the comments. Move on to our next one here, which is Harley Quinn number 54. Every so often, a girl's got to stretch her legs, leave her comfort zone, and get more mortally wounded. Thrown into an RV and driven across the country on an involuntary road trip, aka I've been kidnapped. The Gun Buddies are back, and they've taken yours truly on an action-packed jaunt to Coast City. Will we all become best buds forever, or am I going to crush the RV into a concrete wall? One thing's for sure, by the end of this issue, zoo animals will be running wild through the streets. So this is pretty cool. Harley Quinn books, this one sounds super fun to read. Seeing Harley Quinn get kidnapped, that's pretty cool. I don't know who kidnapped her, but they're the Gun Buddies. I've never heard of them. But it sounds like it'd be a fun story to read. I don't know if anybody's reading this book, but the cover is super, super nice. I absolutely love that cover. It is super cool. The colors on it, the way Harley looks too with her big hammer. It's just super, super cool. But yeah, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts if you're reading this. Let me know. And then our community shout out. We're going to make this one big because this is a good shout out here. So, our community shout out this week's winner is Robert Pop Springs with this nice Detective Comics cover. Just an awesome cover. Thank you, Robert, for doing this. And can we all just wish Mr. Robert Springs an early happy birthday to him as well. So, huge birthday shout out to Robert. Thanks for being here, Robert. Appreciate you. And thank you for the great book. And while we're on this, I have a little bit of an announcement as well. So, we're going to just bear with me here. So, for this announcement, every week I'm going to put a random comic in the Riddler mystery box. Once we get to episode 10, we're going to be doing a giveaway, but the only way you can get into this giveaway is by posting your Batman favorite covers of villains or anything Batman related every Friday, and that get your name entered into the draw for this package that has all mystery Batman comics in it. So every week I'm gonna put a new book in there as well. No one knows what it's gonna be till it gets won and then it gets shipped out. But you can only do this if you live in the States or in Canada. As shipping right now is a little bit too high, so I will ship to the States or Canada. But yeah, something a little cool to help boost up the Batman covers on Friday. So awesome. Let's go back here. So move on to our next slide here. Just a little bit about it. Same thing. Make sure you get covers in on Friday. You got till 8 o'clock at 8 p.m. Eastern, and that's when I'll pick the winner. So make sure you get your covers in. You're very welcome, Robert. I hope you have a great birthday, buddy. I know it's not yet, but I hope you do. And so here is our Batman quote of the night. You don't get heaven or hell. Do you know the only reward you get for being Batman? You get to be Batman. Detective Comics issue 853. I thought this was a cool little quote from Batman Comics. It just felt like the right quote for tonight. So that's why I went with it. So hope you guys enjoyed that quote as much as I did. It's a pretty cool quote. Always looking for different quotes. So if you have a quote Batman related, send it to me. On IG. My IG is down below in the description, or it will be. But yeah, so now I'm going to open up I'm going to paste the link in the chat if anybody wants to join and talk some Batman or show some Batman or anything. It'd be great to have you on. Like I said, I'm riding solo tonight. So feel free to jump on and let's talk some Batman. Just bear with me. Try and do everything here at once. There you go. The link's in the chat there now. Love to hear you guys' thoughts on some of these toys or these comics if you're picking them up. Love to know what you guys think of them. Or if there's something I missed Batman related, love to know as well. But yeah, open mic. Come on, join. Let's talk some Batman. There's a little bit of a small haul for Batman this week for me. Only two. Next week we got a little bit of bigger haul coming. Although I did find these, which are pretty cool, at my local dollar store. So we got the new 51 Harley Quinn issue 1, which is cool. I picked that up for $2. I really did like that. And then we got Batman Adventures number 1 too as well, which is pretty cool. Or number 1 for $2. I thought this was pretty cool because I never see them at my dollar store. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, like I say, if any of you guys want to jump on, feel free. I'd love to have you. But yeah, so if not, that's a great Harley Quinn run. I haven't read it, David. I saw it there and I picked it up, but I have not read it. I'm hoping to get into that this weekend. And same with the Batman Adventures and seeing where that goes. Because it might open up a whole new treasure chest for me to dive into as well. But yes, I'm excited for the Riddler mystery box. Hope you guys are too. There's some cool comics I put in there so far, and like I said, I'm gonna add a new one every Friday till we hit episode 10. So it's gonna be a pretty solid box when it's all said and done in there as well. And yeah, dig Dollarama for the win for sure. That was a good find there as well. Because you never know what you're going to find at the dollar stores. But yeah, how's everyone's Friday night going? Did you guys pick up anything cool this week for your pickups? I have a couple covers I can show you that came in. If you don't know, you know I love Sleep by Image Comics and Xander Kane. I got the A cover. And I got the B cover, which is pretty cool as well. The sleep covers have been really cool, so I'm really enjoying them. And if you watch Tuesday with Paul, I've been waiting for this one, and it finally came. And it's the variant edition of Deadpool and Batman, and it is by Peach Momoko, and it's Elektra and Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, which I absolutely love. If you know me, you know I love Cassandra Cain. So this one I had to pick up. I absolutely love this one. It is super, super nice. Peach Mogo did an amazing job on both Elektra and Batgirl. What are your guys' thoughts on the story? Like to know your guys' thoughts on the story is if you enjoyed it, if it was just fun to read. I know I haven't read it yet. I read a couple pages, but I haven't fully read it yet. But I enjoy it. It seems like it'd be fun. I think it was just meant to be a fun story. And then for my other character, I picked up another Peach Momoko cover of Psylocke, which is another nice, beautiful cover. Because if you know me, you know I like Psylocke. And this one was absolutely gorgeous, and I couldn't turn this one down. Robert, they don't have a dollar store in the USA. Don't you guys have like a Dollar General or something like that, or Dollar Tree? I know that Ollie's and stuff has packs of those comics there as well, which are a pretty good price. But yeah, I think this is going to be a quick show. Till then, I hope you guys have a great one. And remember to get your covers in for Friday. I can't wait to see some Batman covers. Till then, we'll be back next Friday with me, Paul, and Rude. Another great show. Be a little bit longer because we're going to probably go over a little bit of the comics we had here today to kind of get their takes on them as well. But yeah, till then, I hope you guys all have a great Friday night, and I appreciate you all being here tonight with me and talking Batman because he's one of the most amazing superheroes ever. I really do enjoy Batman. I love Batgirl. Cassandra Cain is my favorite, in my opinion. She is the most well-rounded Batgirl. And go check out my Batgirl series, Batgirl in the History of Comics, every Saturday night at 8:30, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It is probably one of my favorite series I'm doing. And once this one ends, I have another one lined up, still in the Batman family, so that's going to be fun as well. But till then, have a great one, and we'll see you in the next one. Later.